How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to my series with my lovely boyfriend.
Hi.
Where I show him Marvel Rivals character designs for him to analyze from an artistic perspective. He's a comic artist, he's an art teacher, he's got a lot of insight. I've learned a lot as we go along doing this series, and I have a lot of fun, and I hope you guys have too. So last time we did Penny Parker, and we said this time we were going to do Phoenix, but what we're actually going to do is Deadpool.
Something completely different.
Yeah, Deadpool came out with a time-limited skin that I want to show him, and I figured we might as well knock out Deadpool in general at the same time.
Oh, also, that's an amazing pose for this character. Oh my gosh, the cheeks. Can you give him some props for doing the meme character in a game that's already very silly?
Yep.
like how do we do silly meme character when the game already has like silly stuff in it? So like I see they brought back the sock hat.
Yeah, they really exaggerated it.
Yeah, because they've dropped that from his design for a really, really long time, I think. Because I think that they just think like the tighter skull cap is just cooler looking.
He has a little tail on top of his head, but it's like that big.
Yeah, it's like a stub. Now it's like a goofy thing, like make them look more like a jester kind of character.
Yep.
They really played around too with the suit shape, but they kept it the same. Because the one thing I was looking at is his little vest. The way they cut the hello, the way they cut the zipper on it actually just keeps line with the black part of the suit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives them some layers, but it doesn't actually break up the shapes of the suit, which I think is kind of a pretty clever way to give him some interest. Because I think what they're doing a little bit is they wanted to give him a little more layers to make him a little more busy. I like how they have the Liefeld belt pockets everywhere.
Yep.
And there's a little bit of bulk around his shoulders too, so they're really kind of breaking up his silhouette because at his core he is kind of just a muscular guy character, so big trapezoid, big muscles, big everything, right? And so I like this idea of giving the whole silhouette a little bit more of a unique character. They had like the end of the tail, sock, head, helmet thing. Lost my words there for a second, but I also like how they got this poofy jacket collar. That really changes the silhouette of his character. And then they're definitely exaggerating the double katanas. They're like much longer and taller than they really need to be, but they're cartoonishly big. But it makes a nice big kind of visual spoiler. Then he's got like the two pistols right on his cheeks. Yeah, that's really a fun idea, just to me anyway, because I'm like, if I got this assignment and they're like, okay, we need Deadpool, but we need him to be a little more distinct because we have a whole giant roster. I'm not sure what I would do with that assignment,
Oh, just you wait. I'm going to show you his walk cycle.
Oh no. But in any case, I do like the way that they approach this, and the way that they keep kind of the classics shaped in the whole design. So they have a big black stripe down the center of the outfit.
That's actually inverted. Normally he's red down the center and the sides are black.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I'm not sure if I remembered, but it looks right, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
It's been a while. I guess it's been a while since I looked at Deadpool. I'm just like, he's mostly red, right? But I guess he has a black suit with a red stripe? Why don't I remember that?
Well, he's mostly red. It's just he's got like black cutouts on the sides of his torso.
Ah. It's also kind of fun too, to me, like the red sections almost look like they make little sleeves because of the way the black cutouts are.
Mm-hmm.
So like the black cutout is just kind of like little wraparound sleeve look almost from the front, even though it's not. But when you compare it to the other black sections, it appears that way. He's so animated though, it's really getting a little difficult to try to point out stuff because as soon as I start looking at something, he starts jumping around like crazy.
Yeah.
I do like he has a little bit of battle damage though, because he has like the giant stitches on his side, just to kind of show that he's a character that gets, cut, stabbed, silly, goofy stuff because he can just regenerate and survive anything and not die. Even on his face, there's some stitching.
Yep.
And then see if we can keep him still for a little bit. We'll just look at close up. So I'm trying to pick out more of what they did with some of these cutouts and shapes and things. Oh, and he still moves. Because I noticed on the gloves, the bottom of the gloves have a black cutout. And then he has kind of red on the top. But then there's like these sleeves. And just... This is probably one of the most animated characters we've actually looked at in a long while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of jokes in his gameplay, from a level up system that he like pulls out a little booklet and pokes at it to upgrade his abilities as he gains quote unquote EXP through a match, to he has an invincibility taunt where he can take a photo with the body of somebody he just KO'd, and he does like selfie poses and stuff. And he's invincible while he does it, and it gets him a bunch of EXP.
Because the color palette so far is basically the kind of gray-black areas. There's a couple shades of the lighter gray. Because I think that like the metal pieces and like the zipper and some of the metal tags are lighter gray. And then there's a little bit of the slightly darker gray for some of the belts and trim and the soft part of the inside of the jacket, which I think is a nice detail. They're not wildly different, but they're different enough. And the eyes are actually not very bright white either. They're actually more gray, which I think is a nice touch, because the brightest color he has going on is all the red, and they went with a brighter cherry red. They didn't do kind of a darker red like some of the movie does. Which movies, because they're going to be in realistic lighting, sometimes they will tone down the colors. It also looks like a piece of candy is flying across the screen all the time. Depends on the surrounding environment. But
I think we should have more candy red on live-action superheroes, thank you. Worked for Iron Man.
well, he's made of metals. He can be shiny, because we see that it's like a material thing. But in a comic book setting, because the background's also done with the same bright colors, the brightness of their outfits is not going to stand out. Like, you don't want them to look like a Sesame Street character out in the real world. You want them to look like they exist in that environment. Now, did they tone it down too much? Yeah. They could go a little bit brighter for real live-action films, but they probably couldn't go this bright. But this is a cartoon game, so they get to have the bright colors. I got a little Deadpool insignia on the back that holds the blades.
Mm-hmm.
The little bit of texture treatment, but not a lot of it. But I noticed like there's some ribbing on the jacket. The jacket is kind of like a big, object change. Really, I really like it though. If he didn't move around so much, I think I could analyze a lot more of how they're putting together some of this stuff. Because they are making some callbacks, but let's look at how they did the pockets, because those are big and chunky. But you notice they're kind of coming in rows, so if you zoom out for a little bit, and I know he's going to jump around like crazy, but he has them across the jacket, then across the belt, and then again across the leg.
With a little bit of asymmetry.
Yep, just a little bit, but you notice the asymmetry is the opposite of the stitching.
Yep.
So that's another way of balancing. We put a big different thing on one side, so we're going to balance it with another different thing on the other side. And the stitching is kind of like small on the face, medium on the ribs, whereas the pockets are really big. So visually, as far as like, it's kind of like almost a scale. You teeter-totter one to the other. And then you'll get that. I do like the repeating bands on the boots too. That's pretty fun too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it turns red on the side too, so they don't break up the shape of the outfit. So there's a red band before it turns silver. And then it creates these nice rhythms. And he does have a lot of horizontal lines throughout his outfit, because as I was just talking about the boots being horizontal lines. So kind of like da-da-da. Kneecaps, da-da. Belts, ba-ba. The waist belt, blah, right? and then it's only really broken across the middle from the vest, so it kind of goes blah. But we still see it as a line.
We just watched the Noise Lock, so Heiko's in the mood for making weird noises with his mouth.
I just do that anyway. What, did you want opera here? Should I go, ah, 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 ah. There, you happy now? Now we have some class. And then even the eyes kind of make a horizontal line because they're still in that same kind of breaking up the whole big shapes. He really needs to stop doing that. Other than the bands also complete that line too, because I was talking about horizontal lines. So the bands on his arm are having a purpose there and completing a line across the front of him. I knew I'd pick out something if he'd stop squirming around for long enough. I do also like that there's a red line through the gun as well. Like material design and doing props is its own art category. But I do like they're pulling the colors from the rest of the outfit. So you have a little bit of yellow, a little bit of red. Oh, it's got red handles, nice. There's also kind of some fun, like the shapes the guns make too, because they make kind of like this upward V shape. And then the swords kind of have like these outward, like X shape. I don't think they're really like lined up with anything. I think the guns kind of remind me of the back muscles a bit, as far as mirroring that same rhythm. But I think because he is a chaotic character, I do kind of like that there's some more chaos. And I guess some of the belts too that are holding on the vest and the gear onto his back is also mimicking the same direction as the swords. So we have some mimicking lines, like visual lines, that are going to tie some of this outfit together. But yeah, I like this a lot. I think my favorite thing is that they changed the silhouette of his character. Because he could have just been like muscle guy. Uh-huh. But in this huge roster of characters, I think it's really fun that they played up with the silhouette so that it's a little bit different. And if you're like, silhouetting a character means if like, you do an outline and color it all black, would you still know who this is?
Yeah.
And like, I think even if you took out his weapons, because of the way they did the head and the collar, you'd be like, oh yeah, it's Deadpool.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have to see the colors or anything else, which is an awesome design.
The fun thing is, as you're saying this, he does have a very generic muscular Dorito body, but he's got all these embellishments, like you're saying, that overcome that and make it look pretty unique.
Yeah, I think the funny thing too is this guy way more animated. I know a lot about animation, but it's not my main field of study or even a thing I practice a lot. It's on my list. But the way they added that to his character design to differentiate him as well is very interesting. Because other other characters usually tend to have more subtle animations. They're more related to their powers. This one's related to his character 100%. He's just like, bounce around, smell my gut, oh, dying, right? Uh-huh. And then he gets all cheeky when you get the close-up. So it's really fun. You're like, hey, look at me. And then he's going to do something silly. And, you know. Yeah, there's transition animations. That's fun. I didn't pick up the detransition where we go back to the full view. But yeah. I think that's about all I have to say on this one. There's a few, like, texture things, like in the vest and the kneecap and his weapons, but other than that, he's got pretty much just plain color. Not a lot of texture in general. It's mostly just rhythm lines and stuff that are pulling, and silhouette that are pulling this suit together, and it looks really cool. I like it. A lot of story too. Like, I love the stitching as a element as well.
All right. Well, before we go to the recolors, I'm going to show you his walk cycle. So.
Oh yeah, you said something about that. Wow, he looks just like Squirrel Girl. We had to go in the practice range for doing this.
Well, I'm not going to go into an actual match.
Well, I thought there was like an emote or something. You know, like a walk-in-place emote.
Time my fight.
Honestly, I'm just here for the chimichangas. Looks like we've got ourselves a party.
He walks like a toddler going to school. Why did they do this?
It adds so much character to him, doesn't it?
It's like, you're going to be like jumping around the arena and seeing that and instantly know who's coming along.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I wanted to show you. This is the most distinctive walk cycle silhouette in the game, in my opinion.
Won't sneak up on anybody. Does he ever? Do they have run cycles too?
This is his run cycle.
Oh, they don't move any faster than that? Oh, that's the walk.
I haven't seen his slow walk. That's funny.
He's like, da 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 da. You know, making my way to school today, gonna commit assassinations. Oh, there's my friends, you know. That's amazing.
Okay, so you may notice he has 1,000,000 skins. That's actually 12 variations on one skin, which is the esports stuff. We'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to show you his default shop recolor. Sperm pool. And while you do that, I'm going to pull up something that I forgot to set up before the video. So analyze away.
Great, now I have to go do all the homework by myself. This looks kind of familiar, but I'm thinking of Spawn. And I'm like, I think it's just the color scheme. I say, what a blast from the past that would be to jump back and check out what Spawn is doing anymore. But that would be a whole tangent, so I'm going to try to focus on the outfit. The stitching kind of fades in on this outfit, though, because we have silver on white. Oh, there's still a little bit of red on the belt, and so...
And on the emblem in the back, and the bullets on the arm.
Yeah. I feel like on the belt's a little too eye-catching, just because the rest of the color scheme is so stark. And I feel like... in comic books, they wouldn't have done something like that. Like, they'd make the eyes red, because obviously, look to the face, evil, evil red eyes, scary!
Uh-huh.
But putting it on the belt feels a little bit weird. I think they should have put it on the collar, but just the upper portion. I think that would have looked cool.
Mm.
But I guess this is supposed to specifically look like one of his X-Force outfits, according to the little, like, side blurb.
Yeah, a Wolverine Road to Hell in 2010, issue 1.
So maybe the original also had a red belt, I'm not sure. They usually try to, when they have some of these limited color palettes, to kind of space the secondary color, or like that focal color. But it doesn't feel very spaced here to me, because the red belt is so much larger than the red eyes that I keep just going down to that. It's like,
yeah.
It's like you can't move away from it, because it's like little red beacon, like beep. Beep.
It's a very my dick is down here costume accoutrement.
Because I feel like if you just looked at like the top, if I just block it off, I'm blocking off my hand, so you'll have to do that on your own, folks. But from the waist up, it looks really nice. Like, that's kind of a cool, you know, negative version outfit, and then the belt is... I feel like they should have made it black and white.
Mm.
That would have been a lot better. I think on the back it's fine, because it's a lot higher, and it's also the only thing you see on the back. But on the front, I think I would have changed it. Yeah. There's not really else a lot to comment on in general, because they left it almost entirely the same. I noticed he doesn't have the two tones on the arms and gloves like he does in his original outfit.
Mm.
And I don't know if there's any changes on the boots, because I can't see them at the moment, but... it does not look like there is. So more or less, those are pretty much the same colors, just the arms changed a little bit. They could have also done silver on the belt. I think the belt's the only one I have an issue with. I think everything else is just pretty much one-to-one normal. I don't think I like this better than the red, because I think that just looks nicer, but I know this is a classic color for doing alternate suits for a lot of superheroes. It's like, let's make them negative, black and white. Because, you know, it feels really, to me, it feels really traditional, because comics, the very early stuff was only black and white because it's cheaper to print that way, and black and white's just an economical way to print. So I can't hate it, because black and white's like, it's like tradition, man! But also, I just don't love the belt, and that's... everything else is the same as I would say for the other suit.
Okay. Well, there's one more recolor. That was the Hang on a sec.
Alright, gonna hang on a sec. I've grabbed his arm.
This was the ranked skin, the ranked reward skin for Deadpool's introductory month.
I must have been distracting you because I don't think you have it.
No, I didn't want to grind ranked for it.
Oh, I like the colors though.
Yeah, I wish I'd grinded ranked for it in retrospect because it looks pretty cool.
I mean, you can't go wrong once you put like gold on a bunch of muted colors because then it just looks fancy.
That's burgundy, right?
Yeah, it's like a burgundy, much desaturated red, essentially.
The purple on the emblem is...
Yeah, that's a little odd though. That's the only one I'm just like, purple? Where'd the purple come from?
Yeah.
There's like a little bit of purple on the red suit as like a brush color just to get some hue shifting going on, but I don't understand why it's on this one.
I do kind of like it though.
It works because purple is analogous to red, but also it's the complement to yellow. So it is going to make the yellow seem brighter. So color scheme wise, it's a perfect match. And all the dark colors too, they're very warm, brownish. So you have really just a lovely warm colors all over, and then this like cooler purple, which is still got a lot of red in it. So everything's in general is very warm. Purple appears cold because it's next to all these colors. It's a very nice looking outfit. I do like the reverse, but I can also definitely see why they did the red on the outside for the main suit.
Yeah.
It looks nice here, but I'm thinking, man, if the other suit was done this way, it looked like he had a really dark suit instead of a really red one. Because I think the panels are bigger than some of the other designs they've done, which is probably why they reversed the colors. I like how he has cartoon physics and that he's only caked when he needs to be. Because he really doesn't have that much going on. He has some, but you know there are definitely more caked models in this game. When it's appropriate, he gets extra caked.
Just you wait. There's a caked character that you're going to be very excited to see.
I like how he has the power of cake. He doesn't have it naturally. He only needs it when it's funny.
All right. Anything else to say about the ranked reward skin?
No, except for the color scheme's really nice. It's a nice recolor.
Yeah. All right. In that case, so he's got 13 skins that are variations on a specific theme. First, I'll show you the one that's not esports. There's an Empire State University undercover skin theme going on right now for a bunch of characters, and Deadpool's like, I'm going to get in on it by buying a piece of ESU merch. And that'll help me blend in, right?
It would only be funnier if blue and black are the school colors. Why is he blue?
I have no idea. Maybe he thought it was his clever disguise.
Maybe it's a blue screen, you know, so they record him, they won't see him. I don't know, but the idea of just putting a t-shirt on the outfit and that's you know, yay, I'm in university, is very funny. Why are the silver pieces on the outside? Oh, because his guns have to connect to it.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they would just ignore that and just have the magically magnet there.
His sleeve says cheerleader, by the way.
Empire State.
Otherwise, this is just a recolor of the base design with a t-shirt slapped on it. But
he does look pretty good in blue, though.
Yeah.
I think my only thought process is they might have gone this direction only because the blue looks so bright on the red shirt that it's like the most conspicuous outfit ever.
Yeah.
Like dun 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 dun, and this blue menace with a bright red shirt comes into the university. Like, you don't see me, I'm part of Cheer Squad. I really hope it's the school colors though. Does it have any blurb or any extra information?
How do you do, fellow kids? See, all I have to do is buy one piece of ESU merch, and boom, I'm part of the ESU college life theme.
So it doesn't really give any more context of why it might be blue.
Yeah.
Because going based off the shirt, I wouldn't think the school colors are blue. Probably yellow and or gold and red, or yellow and red.
Yeah.
But some schools, is funny enough, if their school color is yellow, they call it gold. Because it sounds fancy. But we're not going to buy gold because that'd be expensive.
Yep.
Paint everything gold. I do like there's some brush strokes on the shirt. There's a few purple ones, kind of tie it in with the blue. Some yellowish ones. This is one where, like, it would be not a great design on any other character except for this one.
Yeah. Like, it's shitty, and that's the joke.
Yeah, pretty much. But, when we're talking about, like, making bad designs on purpose...
You've still got to have something appealing about the bad design.
Yeah, because in this one, we all know it's super bright, but the context of what he's trying to do is what makes it funny, because... the design was designed to be bright and colorful, hard to miss, impossible to not spot. So that means we're going to make everything super bright. Blue is going to be really saturated because he already has a red suit, so we want something to stand up against the red.
Is that the most saturated blue in the game? It might be.
I think the only thing you can do higher than that is cyan, but I think that wouldn't go as well with the red. Because basically, he has primary color scheme, because he has yellow for his little accents, he has red, and he has blue. Mm-hmm. So it does have some harmony with the color scheme. It's just very brightly saturated. And I'm trying to think of where I was going. I was thinking about that, how they are using blue here in the red. But I think I lost my train of thought. It's easy to get distracted when he's doing stuff like that.
Excuse me.
But I was talking about on the context of making a bad design on purpose. That's where I lost my train of thought. Back on the train, let's go! So, bad design on purpose. And that, like I said, context in this one is really important, because you told me, like, they're doing a thing, and then the blurb tells you what the thing is. We know Deadpool is a very silly character, so the design is, let's make him a bright beacon that you can't miss. Which would be a bad design for a superhero in almost any other context. Like, if he was a serious character, you'd be like, what happened, right? Mm-hmm. If it was, he's trying to actually infiltrate and not be spotted, it'd still be like, what the heck? Everybody's going to see this guy, bright blue. Even if he had, like, masking magic, you'd be like, really? Right?
Yep.
But because we know he's a joke character and he does jokey things, this is a very funny design. And like I was just saying, the primary color scheme, that's probably why they went with blue.
Yeah.
Besides any other reason.
That makes sense.
So I think with red, it would be a bit harmonious, and it would just look like Deadpool goofing around at a college in a red t-shirt. But by changing his costume to blue, it just looks like, a big joke, which is amazing. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of the silver accents are toned down, too, because, like, the belts on the boots and stuff are toned down to more of a blue-gray. And some of the lightest gray elements are just used as buckles. So they're kind of toning down a lot of stuff to... Because, again, they don't have the upper levels to do the horizontal lines anymore, because he's just wearing a giant t-shirt. Kind of looks like a big toddler, almost, because the way the t-shirt flattens the whole front. Which, again, we have, like, this big area of no detail, where the rest of his outfit's got, like, wrinkles and textures and stuff. So again, they're playing around with this idea of a little bit of bad design, but it's done in a very good design way.
Yeah.
And that's the hard thing about doing bad designs on purpose. You got to figure out, okay, what is bad about this design, but still make it work.
Yeah.
Like the poor, goobers who've had to mess with those pouches for how many years now.
I love how we spent the last 2 minutes going, this sucks, parenthesis, complimentary.
It does. It's great. But, like, the pouches, too, like, even though there's too many to be practical, what they were essentially was just a pattern or repetition on the characters. And I'm not going to say it was done in a good way, but that's what it was doing on a design way when this character was kind of made, and that was more prominent on a lot of other characters in the same era. But you know what? I still respect that. They still just drew what they wanted I don't know if they have anything else I should be worried about, because as people get older, we find things about people that destroy our heroes, knock them off their pedestals.
Liefeld's actually a pretty good sport about being made fun of.
Good. I never know sometimes, because I don't keep track of everybody, and it's just too hard to do that anyway as one person, you know, who's not...
I mean, as long as you're not being, like, mean.
Yeah. I was just being more like, you know, like you find like amazing artists or designers, and then you find out they have like these huge controversies.
Yeah.
That have been hidden for decades, and you're just like, shit.
Yeah.
Too many to list, and it needs to end, because we have so many other people who are great people doing amazing stuff, giving us too many pockets, and we need more of those people.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I guess we can flip around to the back, see if there's anything interesting going on there, but I think other than that...
ESU Spirit Squad.
I just noticed he has stitches in the back of his leg, too.
Oh, yeah. He's got some on his left arm, too.
Literally just stapling his suit back together.
Yep.
But yeah, other than that, I don't have any other comments for this particular skin.
Okay. Well, in that case, before we move on to his last two actual costumes... so they're doing a big push to put Marvel Rivals esports at the forefront of, you know, the stuff that's going on in Marvel right now. And the current tournament, they did a bunch of Deadpool skins where he's wearing a t-shirt like this, except it's the esports team's logo and branding and stuff. So we're not going to dwell on these too much because there's fucking 12 of them. But
last an hour each.
I figured we'd go through them and get like your brief thoughts on like the color scheme and the design and how well it works with his with the rest of his look, and whether it's just bad or whether it's fun.
I mean, they already had the model of the t-shirt on it. This ought to be easy assignment.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised it wasn't like they didn't make like one generic esports skin and then just have the other ones be recolor, so he just took up one slot.
Yeah, that's what people have been saying they should have done, but they didn't. So he's got the most skins in the game.
I hope they got a lot of money from the esports endorsements.
First is 100 Thieves.
Although some of the stuff is very streetwear, from what I've noticed for esports stuff, probably because they're kind of going for like this modern, you know, look. And we're past the 2000s, so we can't do chrome anymore.
Yeah.
Or past the early 2000s, I'd say. 2000's going to last for another several hundred years.
I didn't look at these too well. I guess the org's logo is in place of the Deadpool mask on his scabbards.
Oh, cool. But yeah, this is like his basically it's his default coloring, but now he has t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. But it's a nice shirt. Let's go and roll through a few, just keep rolling through a bunch of them, and I'll make comments as I see stuff. We're not gonna like stick on any one for a while. Oh, they made his weapons recolored too.
Oh yeah.
Did they do that in the last one too? Or is it just his colors happen to match the thieves already?
His color happens to match Thieves, I guess. Oh no, they did darken it a little on his swords.
So it's more their logo red.
All right, so 100 Thieves, FlyQuest,
Yeah.
Liquid Citadel.
Go give him a spin. Oh, they have horses.
I like... Oh, yeah, it does have horses. I like the blue on the hilts of his swords and the handles of his guns. That's a very nice blue.
Yeah, that does look really nice. They do the guns, too. Which makes sense. They did the swords as well.
Yeah.
Alright.
Gen G. Oh, kitty. Or is that a red panda? That's actually a red panda, isn't it?
Tiger, I think.
Tiger?
See the stripes on the cheeks? Possibly.
Possibly.
I don't know. What does it say? Chinese and Australian players. It could go either way, I guess. It's a kangaroo!
Alright, Sentinels.
Another red. Why do they have what looks like autism creatures for their mascot? I love it. Your favorite player's favorite team. Silly. All right.
Reject. This is a super serial one.
I was like, they also rejected colors, I see. Alright.
Team Heretics.
That's a pretty badass name. Makes them look like they should be hackers.
Yeah. You can't teach passion. That's a good tagline.
Yeah, that was kind of a fun design as far as like it's kind of counterculture sounding. Sounds like they can play around with their branding quite a lot more than some of the other ones who are probably going to be stuck in streetwear forever unless they do a total rebrand.
Mm-hmm.
But this one feels like you could branch either way. You could go like a little bit fancy. You could go street. You know, gives them just going off vibes anyway. It seems like they got a little bit of flexibility in their branding that they could play around with the designs of their shirts every year. What's next?
TSM.
Ooh, that's pretty abstract design. What is that pattern called? I've seen it sometimes before on t-shirts where it's like a geometric grid but there's gradients in it.
I have no idea.
It's on like sportswear quite a lot for exercise.
It looks kind of cool.
Yeah, I kind of like the purple on the swords. It's like
That lavendery purple.
Yeah, it's like lavender. They get a little bit of color. They're not like the what was it? The rejects.
Yeah, rejects.
They're like no color, none for you. All right.
We've got Navi.
I'm thinking like Zelda. Yes.
Hey, listen.
Look out.
By the way, for any viewers, when I got my first flip phone in 2012, I made my text message notification Navi saying, "Hey!" And it's been my text message notification across every phone I've had in the 14 years since.
See, he does it for memes, though. I do it because I really like the video game series.
I think it's funny.
See? I keep telling him he should download the other Navi sound files to use them for other things, like, you know, the parents' text. Look out!
Oh, there was a cute moment where my phone went off while I was in a GameStop like 10 years ago, and this little girl across the store spun around and went, "Is that Zelda?" It was very cute.
Yeah, I remember back when they got a phone sound file. It was like kind of novel because it was not very many people had them for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, this also feels like sports athletic wear. It's kind of funny. I know they're going for the esports thing too because they want it to feel sporty, so they're wearing sports wear. But it's also like, you guys don't run.
I do like these patterns on the sides of the shirt.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, it feels like kind of, especially summer wear. Like, it's really energetic. It's like, you know, chaotic and stuff. It's just a very common abstract pattern you see on the fashion. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I didn't mean to pause. I just got distracted by Navi. My favorite!
Space Station Gaming, which, here's another fun fact. I'm friends with Stax RL, the Rocket League announcer. Used to live with him, actually. And my exposure to a lot of these organizations, I recognize their names because I would hear him calling them out as he did commentary.
That was kind of interesting, though. It's like kind of abstract, but there's just a little design. I know I'm commenting on the fashion design now, but there's nothing for Deadpool that's changed, so shh. The yellow on the katanas actually looks pretty cool, too, though. Even from the front.
Yeah, there's a little hint of orange in it.
Yeah, like that would be pretty cool. Alright, let's see what else the other teams have to offer.
NRG Shock.
Ooh, pretty simple there, huh? Lots of white. I know a lot of companies...
This one's a little boring.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, I know a lot of companies and other like sports teams and stuff like to do white as like a team color, but every time I see one, I just think it's so plain because there's so much empty real estate whenever you have white, and it just feels like it's gonna get smudged. And then like as soon as they sit in a chair or something, that cool orange stripe's gonna get covered, so it's just gonna look like they're wearing a plain white shirt the whole time. I just noticed also they're cut on the corner too, at least for him anyway, to be like a sports shirt. These like upside down V marks.
Oh yeah.
Then I think it's across the front too. I guess it's so they can swing the controller around if they need to. You know, just like wah.
All right, last one.
They don't want to lose any motion in the arms because you know you need to use all those arm muscles to win. Last one.
Last one.
Oh, all right.
Virtus Pro.
Orange. See,
That is a sports team logo.
that is. That could be on like a basketball jersey and no one would know the difference.
That's a college football logo right there.
I don't know. To me, it looks more basketball logo. And you'd probably be like, Heiko, how do you know about that? But I had this kid who really knew teams, and he kept showing me all the logos for like different sports teams and also how they change through time. I think my favorite one, if I remember right, was Michigan because they had the Cardinals. And there's most of the logos are normal, like cardinal bird just gets more aggressive, gets teeth, whatever, right? There's one early logo where it's a bulked out cardinal bird with muscles, with his arms up, and he's like got leg like a big football player shaped cardinal. And I'm like, they needed to keep that logo. It was so good and so cursed. But yeah. There's a different feel to the logos though. I know like in general sports logo animals feel the same, but I feel like hockey and basketball they're snarling more often and they're like Nyah. Mm-hmm. And I feel like football they're still aggressive and mean looking, but they're not like Mach 5, right? They're like a little more subtle. They don't have like angry eyes. They aren't usually like big snarls or anything. Some of them do, but like I always feel like with the big graphic design line it feels more basketball hockey, but some of them are dropping that for simpler logos. We're getting that flat design thing going on.
Oh, it's
again.
infecting sports too?
Yeah, it's infecting sports too. So we don't have the big cool outlines or like kind of the street art looking logos. Some of them are changing to kind of a flat one, but the fans don't seem to really enjoy it that much. So some of them are reverting back to a more interesting logo. Or they're printing.
Finally we found out how to hurt them in their wallets, so they'll stop.
Yeah, and some of them they're printing more. They'll go back and print more of the vintage logos because they sell better than the flat, logos. Because, I think they're just more interesting looking, and people recognize that. I don't know if Virtus Pro has more than one logo, but this is a good one. They should keep it.
Yeah. All right, so that's the 12 esports ones. Any favorites among them, or did none of them stand out enough to make an impression?
Oh, man, they're very sportswear. I mean, I think if I picked out anything, it would probably just be based on color vibes, because I think honestly, my favorite was seeing the colors change on the weapons.
Ah, yeah.
And I was a lot less interested in the t-shirt designs themselves.
Yeah, I figured that's how it would go.
But there's not a lot going on most of the shirts. I mean, if you're like wanting to represent like a favorite sports team on that you're really a follower of, then yeah, these are pretty cool. I do think Thieves has kind of the coolest one going on because I do like that extra texture pattern on the black area. Because this one, I do watch an artist that I like that makes their own kind of streetwear inspired t-shirts and design, and I do like that this uses all the space available on the garment, because I'm of the opinion if you're going to get special made garments, it might as well be cool as heck. Like, don't leave some of that empty space, because you could just buy a regular t-shirt that's orange, right? But this one has like this cool pattern. I don't know if there's any other ones that are cool. Fly by through them all real quick. See if I remember anything that stood out. Citadel I remember being kind of interesting, because I like the blue on it. Keep going. That one was okay. Yeah, I think Citadel is the one with the blue, wherever it went. It's hard to tell when you don't even see the shirt. I think that one was kind of neat too. But that definitely is just, especially with the way the arms are cut, like jersey style cut.
Yeah.
But I do like that they added some patterns in the stripes.
This one's screaming soccer jersey to me.
Yeah, but it feels nice. Like if I had a soccer or esports team with this design, I'd feel pretty fly in it. But yeah, I think that's all the comments I could make as far as the other ones.
Okay. All right, so he's got 2 costumes left. One of them is, you remember how we were talking about Bad on Purpose?
Uh-huh. The plushy pirate.
Yep.
He is a puking unicorn, too.
Yep.
Hey, this is one where puking rainbows would make sense. So what did they do with his face? Because that's the most eye-catching thing here is like, oh, he blinks.
Oh my god, he does. No, the blink animation.
Why do they always have the blink animation on faces where it doesn't make sense? There's gotta be they gotta start adding flags where they can turn off blink animations. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
It seems like a mistake or an oversight.
Well, you're not going to be seeing any of that in battle.
No, but like, there's just gotta be a toggle, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's in game, who cares? But in this screen, like, there's gotta be something, right? Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go back on track though, because I wanted to see kind of what they did with his face, because he has part Terminator, part Ultron robot, and his whole head is just gone. And it's part Daft Punk screen.
Yep.
Just all the robots. Just combine all the robots. All of them. Which ones, sir? All of them. But it looks cool. It's very chaotic and asymmetrical, but it looks really neat. I like the colors too, like this orange to violet to red. Get analogous colors. There's a little bit of a lighter color too. They do this like light screen, so it goes pinkish on the bottom. It's got a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
Where to look next? 'Cause there's a lot. Let's give them a spin just to see what they have on the back. Oh my gosh. I do like that the pistol things are changed to these little coffin-looking shapes. I think that's pretty fun.
Oh, they're through his waistcoat. We can't take a good look at him.
Well, when he was holding them, you can see them better. The little silver pieces. I wasn't trying to look at the pistol itself.
Ah, gotcha.
And then the back piece is kind of like this big giant cartoon, like skull treasure chest key thing with spikes all over it. Reminds me of Zelda Master Keys with that like big skull chunky bit on them.
Mm-hmm.
I just like there's like a little bit of wear and tear on his coat though. There's like holes in it, but funnily enough, they look more like bullet and burn holes. Not just like the fabric wore away, but like holes got punched through it.
Which is very Deadpool.
Mm-hmm. The fur boots are quite a look, but I like that it fits the plushie theme quite a lot and mimics the epaulets he has on the top. So he has,
Well, the thing that strikes me about this design is that they remembered that Deadpool is like hideously disfigured.
Yeah, so they put a bunch of like gross like scar tissue all over his chiseled chest.
Yeah, like not shying away from that. They absolutely could have shied away from that, but they didn't, and I respect them for it.
It's done in a cool anime pirate way though, because they have like little kind of like almost like sketch lines. It reminds me of how some, at least to me, it reminds me of how it's drawn in manga, where if they draw a scarred up character, they draw just a bunch of hatch lines.
Yeah.
To make it look like it's darker and because they're doing black and white in manga. So that's what it makes me think of. I was trying to figure out what kind of asymmetry they're doing though, because it's really heavy on one side. Because he has the unicorn plush, the big metal, if he'd stop squirming, the big skull metal with the kind of pendant on it, and then he has another unicorn on his waist. So I was trying to figure out if there's another balancing asymmetry here. There's a little bit of gold, like 3 lines on the other side. But he is kind of weighted to one side a little bit. I would say maybe the eye on the silver side is more heavy, just because the contrast of color is stronger and the shape is so different. Like it's totally divorced from the see-through mask, which the other shape kind of appears to be existing in, but it does fit the style of a flat-faced robot head. Which sometimes you can on purpose just weight a character to one side, but only if you want to make them feel like they're about to tip over. Which the way he's standing kind of feels like he's going to topple almost, and his head's tilted the other direction, so the giant hat is kind of weighting things the other way. But it is very like chaotic, topsy-turvy. Whereas a lot of the other asymmetry, they balance just so the character looks chaotic, but he's still visually balanced. But this one, I think he is not enough to be upsetting or a bad design, but I feel like it is weighted to one side, so he feels like he's a little unstable as visually, like. Which I think kind of fits, because he also has, like, the wrong shape eye, right? And, like he's pieced together, cobbled, almost.
Yeah, some people pointed out that parts of this costume are from other characters' costumes. Like the fur boots are from the magic costume.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's
interesting.
exactly one to one, but it is funny if he cobbled this together from other characters' costumes. Like,
Yeah, I do like the pattern too in the coat. The red pattern has like little triangles in it. There's a lot of different designs played with here because we have pirate, but we also have like robot future, or so they have some of that mixed. The triangles make me think future, and we also have like soft plushy, cutesy almost. So we almost have like 3 different designs, which is like so fun to play with as a designer. Of like, take these 3 things and make something, you know. This is pretty much what they've done. They also did a lot of the hands, or the bottom of the hands are red, like this velvety red.
uh-huh.
And the tops are white, so it makes this nice transition. You can definitely see the palms of his hands. Especially since he's so animated too, it gives a lot of motion to his character. Same way as that they kind of did with Penny Parker's, but his is a lot more all over. Let's look at the color palette too a bit, because we have kind of red for sure. That's kind of our big color. A lot of yellow and gold. And then it's supported with kind of pink to purple.
This super dull, desaturated pink, too.
Yeah, which is going to allow those other colors to kind of pop forward and sing. And then the neutrals here, so I think there's a couple of them. I think they use the same gray on the coat as they did for the legs. And then you have a lighter gray, and then a really, really light metal gray. They're very cold, though, in comparison. There might be a little bit of warmth in the dark gray, but I think the light gray is definitely cold. Or neutral, at least. It appears cold because it's next to all those nice warm colors. Other than that, though, they're keeping the rest of the color palette pretty tight. Because, like, the feather is just white, and the gloves are white, and the bandages are white. So we have a little bit of, like, light value, especially through the middle with his chest open. So light value, and then everything goes dark. Light value for the kind of the pink areas and his gloves and the belt, and then everything else is like a big dark shape. Inside of his coat is also that desaturated pink. What they do like to do, the colors get desaturated as they go down, but it's kind of interesting how much fall off happens so quickly, because the big collar, which is this big kind of frame for his head and upwards, is super red. It's actually a much lighter red at the top, and then kind of a medium red to the middle, and then a bit of purpley red. Gets a little more burgundy down there. This is, though, I really like that they're playing around with these more desaturated pinks, though. It makes it feel really nice and kind of dreamlike, while also letting the other colors be brighter. Because if they just went with like regular pink or a brighter pink, it would take attention away from the red, especially. Which I think the red is basically like the big frame for this character, and the yellows. A lot of the yellows get desaturated too, because besides the hat, it's like really dull yellow. Let's look at the back for a little bit, because I think the swords have a little bit of an iridescent thing going on.
Yep.
Color scheme is more or less pretty much the same here as it was before. I think the pinks are actually a little bit brighter on the back, though. Might just be the impression without having the red, but I think this pink, like especially here on this shoulder, if we spin to the front, doesn't it feel like it's desaturated a little bit? Not a lot, but like a tiny bit. If you quit squirming.
Maybe a little.
Like it has more purple or something. What else? Oh, the boots are pretty warm gray too, once they get down there. The gold pretty much is gray by the time it gets to the bottom of his coat too. Kind of a steely yellow, very, very little color in it. Mm-hmm. He needs to quit smoking. There's a bit of cyan at the tips of the feathers too. There's not a lot of blue here though. It's kind of like I see where they did the blue though. The unicorn white is actually cyan blue.
Mm.
And I bet the other plush is too.
Yep.
Nailed it. That's actually a pretty fun way too to not increase your color palette, but still separate some elements. Because we have pretty much same value for the unicorn, besides his accents like the horn and hooves and things. But when you make it cyan instead of warm, now it can pop against like those bandages and the belt. I like that there's little designs on the sleeves of the coat too. But anyway, I really like this one. Can we pause a moment?
Yep. All right, recording restarted. All right, so that's this one. Last costume that he's got is the one that just got added. It's stupid gotcha nonsense.
Oh no.
But he got Catgirl maid outfit.
Of course he needed the maid outfit. Oh no, just straight up ass.
Yup.
Oh no.
And it's specifically a Catgirl maid too.
If anyone deserves to be sexualized, it's Deadpool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, though. They went to the nines on this. I'm trying to figure out where to start. Because of course we have the classic French maid.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the lace. There's cat ears on there.
There's a cat tail too.
Mm-hmm. Because there's some extra pieces. Like he has more wrappings around the waist. And a bigger belt.
Oh, he's wearing heart boxers under the skirt.
Mm-hmm. And there's kind of like, I was trying to figure out if they were cuts through the thing, but I think it's just red paint or red blood or something all over his
apron.
His apron. You know, it's what it's there for, to catch all the stains.
Yep.
The little cutesy Deadpool heart emblem on the front. He has a open chest. You know, because it's a sexy maid outfit.
Yup.
I like that they added extra pockets onto the part that holds his katanas on, which are now magical drill wands, apparently.
Yep.
With a, oh my gosh, that's the card captor.
Card captor Sakura.
Sakura style. I would say Sailor Moon, but I think it's way more closer to card captor.
Yeah, from what I remember of seeing card captor as a kid, yeah.
With the heart and the little, which, man. I remember I was reading an interesting thing at one point that kawaii design in general was a counterculture movement at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was about kind of women like being able to enjoy their own thing and being cutesy and stuff. And we do what we want. So it was like, punk cuteness, let's go!
Hell yeah.
But I like that has the pink pockets on the vest of these giant, like, metal hearts.
Yup.
It's for his snacks. Oh my gosh, they even added more lace so he has a sleeve like the outfit should have, but it kind of blends into the arm of the suit a little bit. But it has little pink bows.
Hang on, quiet for a sec. Never mind, I thought you could hear the bell on his tail.
That would be amazing. I should add that.
They should.
Also, they changed the cuffs on his gloves to lace.
Yep.
But they're in the same location. They made the skirt longer in the front, but extra short in the back.
Gotta show off those valuable assets.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this big back brace looking thing. Is he wearing a corset to make his waist look thinner?
I think he is.
Because I noticed like the way it's wrapped and the fact that it looks like one of those medical bandages where like velcroed on. I think that might be what it's going for. Because the back of the outfit, this is like a dress outfit. You're supposed to pull it on over your head.
Uh-huh.
So there shouldn't be like a transition or back of the dress for these kind of outfits. It's just a black dress with apron on the front, lots of lace. So that is somewhat amusing that it seems to imply that he's doing something there with cinching his waist. Or if not, it's just there to hold on the tail. And then the fact that it's so high, you can just see straight up underwear with hearts on it. Then the upper stockings. Does he still have? He still has his outfit underneath the stockings. Like you can see it, the cutouts and everything.
Oh, yep, you're right.
Through the stockings, and then he just puts the knee pads on the front.
One of the things I was disappointed with this costume is that his leg skin wasn't like disfigured beneath the stocking, but no, that's his costume, not his leg skin.
Yeah, it's just straight up over the top of his costume.
That's funny.
And then it's just like the boots go over his regular boots. It's also really cute that they really just straight up made it pink. They didn't try to like make it match the red. They're just like, no, this is bubblegum pink. Let's go. It goes on top of his outfit. Don't ask questions. They do tie it in by adding some of the blood stains, so we do have red on the outfit itself. Also, the fact his guns are like bubble blower type looking guns that go bang.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's like little crystal-y things in it. I almost want to go in the range and see what it looks like when he pulls one of these katanas out.
We can do that.
Like if there's any special animations that go with it. Because it's just got...
Wait, no, we can't do that because I don't have the costume. Never mind.
Why not?
Because you have to buy it before you can try it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Does he have any emotes that go with it that would show him, like, swinging a sword or anything?
Not swinging a sword, but he does have a couple of emotes.
No, it just looks like it straight up went with it.
Oh, right. They gave Deadpool the twerk emote.
Oh, there we go. This looks very funny. Because it doesn't even look like it should be a lethal weapon. Just like, I have a wand.
Have you seen these Magical Girl shows? I'd be more scared of the wand than a sword.
What fantastic emotes he has. Also, who got this assignment? Because, oh my gosh, they went all out. I would love to see a breakdown of that animation or some of his other ones. Because you remember when they did the breakdowns? I don't know if you remember. I remember because I watched too many art people. They did breakdowns of the Overwatch like MVP animations because they're in engine.
I've never seen that.
And they do things, because when you do 3D models, but you're trying to get that kind of cartoony bounciness, like he was just doing in that animation a second ago.
Yeah, you play with camera angles and you super deform the model, right?
Yeah, so like the camera angles will be weird, but they'll have things like the arm is stretched out like twice as long.
Yeah,
so
like I have seen analysis of that with Dragon Ball Fighters, where in Teen Gohan's Super, if you look at it, it's the camera is pointed in such a way and the model is deformed so that it looks like the shot from the anime, but if you move the camera around, his arm and hand are like twice the size of his body.
Yeah, and it's like to get that, it's really interesting because obviously a 3D model is existing in 3D space, which means it has length, width, and depth. Once you start adding like the depth to a character, all of a sudden you have to do some very interesting things to get the sort of exaggeration and stylization that 2D drawings can do just by drawing it. It's really interesting to me. I'm not sure who started messing with some of those techniques. I know in film, the most forward example is actually Hotel Transylvania, where their goal was to achieve some of the fluidity of stuff from classic, like Looney Tunes type animation and Scooby-Doo and the other ones where they have that kind of bouncy style animation.
Yeah, everything I've heard about Hotel Transylvania is that it is a technical marvel, the likes of which is rarely seen in CGI. And my favorite description of it is that it's like if Lamborghini made a clown car.
Yeah, and it's just a very fun, sweet movie. It's not overly deep, but it's sweet, and the designs are fun, and the animation is obviously a really interesting thing that's not really seen before that movie came out, because that was what the director's goal was. He got a great team to do it. And we're seeing that played out more in video games and in other movies, like Spider-Verse has amazing techniques that are pioneered there too. And it's just interesting to see that stylization come back, because we hit a period for a while where, especially in film, where it was like, and games kind of did this too in a way, but film had like, oh, you have this look, And all the movies are going to kind of look like that for now, because that's what we kind of expect. It's what we know how to do. And we don't want to reinvent the wheel because that's expensive. And video games were chasing a different ideal of, like, we had that long period of every game must be the most technically advanced, realistic, you know, see the pores on their skin, which now they can achieve pretty well. But we were into that really ugly period where we couldn't really do that good, but everyone was chasing it. And I'm like, all the games we lost that could have been stylized, because I grew up with the early games, and even PS1 and PS2 era had some amazing stylizations on very limited hardware, which is, I love coming back to the Marvel designs, because this is what I was hoping to see come back as a medium, is stylization in video games, because it allows them to be a lot more playful. And I think there's just so much left unexplored, because people have pushed so hard against a unique art style. Because I'm really hoping we'll get stuff that gets even more abstract. You know, we get like some blocky geometric stuff, or just you know, I grew up early 2000s cartoons, so you know, where'd all that weird styles go that were just kind of weird to look at, but interesting still. But I would love to see any kind of animation breakdowns. Can we watch the animation again?
Yeah.
Because he's like bouncing, he's all wiggly. Deadpool made cafe, I think is what it says. Even the way he does the little, like, the heart with his hands over his head, it's like all liquidy. And like that hand whoosh, right? And he's like bouncing around, the tail's like flying. Look at his hands, this one here. See, it's like, like, that's just smooth as butter, and I don't know how they did it. And I do wonder, since the game has taken off, if they're able to spend more money and resources in some of these, because there's definitely a shift between late game models and skins and early game ones, which still had great designs, but the animations were usually a lot more reserved.
Yeah, I think what happened was they got just enough budget to make something cool in the beginning, and then when it was a success, suddenly they had a lot more budget, and it shows.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure budget plays a big part in it, but they already started with really great designers, it seems to me.
Yeah.
And so I'm just, like, curious, like, what, like, because I know internally they probably have all these documents, like, this is the character Bible, this is the way he's animated, this is the way the character works, and, you know, the color schemes and everything. And then, like, I wonder what the animation side of that looks like. Okay, you know, when they decide to make an animation for, like, an emote or something. You know, like, they probably have some kind of design principles, like, this character needs to move like a Looney Tunes character, and this character needs to move all stiff and mechanical, and, you know, this character should only be animated this way. It'd be really interesting to get some insight on that. But that would require knowing a bit more about how they're making the game and what their principles are. So, can't make a lot of comments on it. Also,
Yeah.
I just noticed the graffiti on the background.
Yep, Deadpool and Jeff.
And Jeff. It would be actually pretty neat, in my opinion, if they do have the time to go back and add some backgrounds to some other skins. Because there's some pretty amazing skins with less going on.
Yeah, they only do that for legendary skins.
Oh yeah, so they do kind of do it, but just only for a few.
Yeah.
I just noticed there's more pictures in the window.
Oh, more Jeffs.
And then it says DP.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so let's see, how many skins did he have? He had.
Oh wait, his guns disappear. That seems like a glitch. Hang on. Huh.
They just phase out of existence.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I was gonna say how many skins he had besides the 12.
He's got the 2 recolors, and Captain Pool, and this one.
And this one. I was just trying to make sure I remembered them all.
Oh,
in my
and
mind.
he's got the ESU one, which
Oh,
I
yeah.
think. Yeah. So the 2 recolors, ESU, Captain Pool, and the maid costume.
Alrighty.
All right. So, MVP. Whoops. Do you want the MVPs in this costume or as default?
Let's do his default. We'll be the way we should be. Oh, there's some animation on there. I'm surprised they didn't have him do his in-game walk. Because that's a different run cycle. I guess maybe he has one for when his guns are out. What does he hit them with, though? It looks like a plushie.
Yep, it is.
What is it a plushie of?
I don't know, but he has an ability where he throws a plushie that projects a shield.
That's pretty fun, though, especially there's a lot of upward and downward movement. And it's also interesting where from the perspective of the person trying to get him. So you see, like, his feet in that, before he does that jump. Actually kind of reminds me of, like, old school anime techniques where they didn't have a lot of budget, so they do things like feet, and then they don't really try to show a lot of movement. They just smash cut to the next thing, but because they set up the momentum of, like, here's his feet about to jump, you just believe it even though the animation isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of anime, so we're just talking about rewatching Yu Yu Hakusho. They do it a lot, and I think it's really clever. But they also do it they try to save their budget for the really badass fights. But then they'll have like other fights, they'll just have like people talking or commenting on the thing, or they'll just have the shots of the character really close up. And, you know, so they can just reuse a lot of panels without actually spending money to reanimate a bunch of stuff. It's a great show. But yeah, that's a cool MVP.
All right, up next is Captain Pool.
I didn't really put together the space pirate because honestly there was so much going on. I'm like, I don't know, he probably lives in some like fever dream reality. Do we also just straight up see? Oh no, it's the back stripe of his jacket. Because honestly, when the dark and the color, I was just like, did we just straight up see ass crack? Because that's what it looks like, doesn't it?
It does, kind of, yeah.
Maybe that was on purpose, honestly. But then it's like, no, man, it was the back of his jacket. Really? Low poly Deadpool ass. But that is a really fun animatic, and it's silly and also really animated.
All right, and finally,
The commitment.
they committed to the bit.
Good, it's not even just like, oh, haha, made costume. Like, no, he's actually in a cafe doing the thing.
Yup. All right, so not a lot of MVPs to choose from. Which of those three is your favorite?
This one's so silly. But honestly, the colors are just insane. Like, that tomato looks amazing. I would eat Deadpool's tomato omelet. It'd probably be poison, but it would taste amazing. Also, I'm not sure how you turn the pink ketchup red, but he's just that talented. I also just like the high step in when this starts. Be real, if you see Deadpool, how often are they in this outfit? They're all pretty good choices.
Well, the outfit came out yesterday, so, I haven't seen it in any matches yet.
So give it some time, huh?
Yeah.
It's gonna be like the Deadpool's equivalent of Link's Gerudo outfit. Amazing though. The music too. Let's look at the pirate one again. Just so I can make a comparison, because we have like unknown person, or it could be himself actually. He could be doing this on purpose. I just realized. It's a black glove though, isn't it? No, maybe it is his glove.
Yep.
That makes it even funnier, honestly. Press the button! Launch me! How am I supposed to choose when these are all very silly and funny? Like, what metric can I possibly use to narrow them down?
The one that makes you smile the most.
Oh, shoot. Let's go switch to the maid one more time. I hate to say it, but there's just something funny that tickles me about animations that are really subtle and really abrupt. Because what gets me on this was this high kick, this little finger waggle. And how silly this, like...
The getting knocked back by
the gun animation. And the end pose is pretty good, too. So, yeah, I think I have to just lean towards this one.
Okay. Do you also lean towards this costume? Or is one of the... Is Team Energy your favorite Deadpool costume?
He has a really good default. It really is a really good default. I think the pirate one is also very good. I think it doesn't appeal to me as much because there's a lot of busyness to it.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of the point.
Yeah, it's supposed to look a little obnoxious.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like, it's a bit obnoxious. And it's like, I always love a big coat and a big hat, so I kind of wish it would look a little cooler, but he's an obnoxious character, so I don't think cool would have been the right choice.
Don't worry, this is the perspective you'll be having of him through the match.
That's true. Get those iridescent swords, those are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then, let's see, like the maid one. See, it's hard to judge this one because the maid outfit isn't really tied into the rest of the design, and that's on purpose. Because it's supposed to be like he's wearing it like a sticker on his regular outfit.
Yep.
It is not an integrated look. Oh man, it is a nice. It is a nice interpretation of that look. I think design-wise, though, I still like the default.
Another default win, 2 in a row.
Yeah, but the reason I like this one the most is because, based on the way I know the Deadpool outfit looks, I like that this played with the silhouette, and I think the jacket is actually a really cool addition to his entire look, and that they kept the pockets, or the pouches, I should say. Because the pouches, balancing those would be kind of a nightmare, because they're already kind of a goofy element to begin with. But I do think it's kind of cool, like they make these horizontal repeating lines across, and then they repeat it in the belt, or the buckles on the shoes. So while the other ones get really silly, they get chaotic really quickly, I'll be really interested to see how future skins are going to be for this character, if they can get more of this like design balance of still cool. Because I think Deadpool in some ways is also a really cool character. I really like the characterization in the film of him using humor as a way to deal with trauma, and also rise above that trauma and be his own person.
That's his deal in the comics too.
Yeah, and I think that's a really interesting way to go with this. What is a meme character at its heart, but also I love it when they take goofy characters, but they also make them important and mean something. They still doesn't lose their goofiness or anything that makes them silly, but that makes the character feel really authentic because they are able to be there to talk about something real. And I think that's a great way to do any writing, is like, no matter how silly your writing is, if you can talk about something real, it sticks with you. Like, first thing that popped in my head is like Peanuts, which is just a very melodramatic comic series, but it talks about something real, and that sometimes we don't feel like we're good enough, and that's mostly the crux of all the humor and stuff in the comic. It has its up and downs, and some of the characters are dealing with different issues. But if you like scratch off all the funny comic veneer, like underneath the bottom, it's talking about that real thing.
I think you could also point to Terry Pratchett's Discworld series for that as well.
Yeah, as far as being silly or just being something real.
Being silly while talking about something real.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one, so you'll have to talk.
Oh, I've got to get you to read Discworld.
That's okay. I've been trying to get you to read Tiger for how long now?
Months.
Yeah. It's really good! Seafaring bisexuals! Which is relevant, because it's Deadpool!
Yeah? Alright, well, we've got another default design win, which is just as well, because that's the only costume I've got. One sec. Sorry about that. That was my parents. I'll be calling them back in a minute. But, yeah. So, Deadpool default design win. It's the only costume I've got for him. So, random gets that anyway. What were you about to say?
I don't remember anymore.
Oh. ADHD, people.
I don't know. I think I was going to say something about why I chose this as the default, because Well, besides the silhouette, but I just like the way that the zippers, especially on the jacket, lead into the rest of the costume. There's something that's incredibly visually pleasing about that it moves, but it also like just accents that gray line.
He absolutely cannot zip that up, by the way.
Sure he can. He'll just have the pecs smashed together like sardines.
Excellent cleavage.
Also, I just noticed when he coughed, I saw it for a half a second, his jaw deforms really low when he coughs. You can see it. Don't move him from that angle. But when he finishes coughing, you'll see it.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Cartoon physics.
Woo!
But yeah, there's a thing too I noticed because I did pixel art for a little bit, not very long, but I was doing a walk cycle. And it looked really good in stationary. But then when I put it in the context of it actually moved across the screen, I realized I hadn't exaggerated enough. Because the movement was hard to read when it's only exists for like, point whatever seconds. So it still looked like I was walking, but I didn't have all that subtle little bounce and movements I thought I had because they weren't exaggerated enough to be seen. Which is the fun thing about animating. So, he's going to go and then like extremely exaggerated because he moves around so much that if it was too subtle and, the character's moving, you don't see it happen anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway. What a fun character.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing what in the world they'll do. I hope they do some more serious costumes. I like the silly ones quite a lot, but I think it'd be cool to get, not like 100%, but they like, instead of like 50% serious, maybe like 60.
Yeah.
We need some badassery. That's what I want.
All right, well, that's Deadpool. And we will be back to the normal cycle. Not next, because after this, we're going to do a couple special episodes about time-limited skins. But after that, we'll be doing Phoenix.
This game works in mysterious ways.
But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. And we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Testing.
Testing your patience.
Testing my patience.
Testing your patience.
Oh, no. Stop.
Testing your patience. Test successful.